The mop bucket sloshed as Daniel Brooks rounded the corner of the top floor, his work boots squeaking slightly on the polished marble. The same marble he'd polished every night for the past 7 years. He kept his head down, always had. Especially now, with his 9-year-old son, Caleb, sitting quietly on the leather bench just outside the massive conference room. Daniel had no choice but to bring Caleb to work tonight. The babysitter had canceled last minute, and Daniel couldn't risk losing the job that kept a roof over their heads. So, he gave Caleb a sandwich, a sketch pad, and a strict instruction to stay put and stay quiet. But something unexpected happened. The door to the conference room cracked open. Inside was a sleek, glass table surrounded by high-level executives in tailored suits. And sitting at the far end, alone, was her. Claire Whitmore. The CEO. The Ice Queen. Harvard MBA, Forbes 30 under 30, daughter of legacy wealth, and someone Daniel had only seen from afar, and never spoken to. Daniel tensed as Caleb wandered over, peeking through the door. Then Caleb walked in. Straight toward her. No, Caleb. Daniel nearly dropped his mop. Come back here right now. But it was too late. The boy had walked up to Claire Whitmore, and sat down right beside her. Daniel rushed toward the door, heart pounding. Security could get involved. He could be fired. How could Caleb be so bold? I'm so sorry, ma'am, Daniel said breathlessly, eyes fixed on the floor. He didn't mean, I told him to stay outside. The room fell silent. All eyes were on Claire. She looked at Caleb, then at Daniel. Her face unreadable. Then, she spoke. Her voice, calm. Sharp. Cold. Let him sit. Daniel blinked. Ma'am? I said. She glanced at the boardroom table, then at the boy beside her, who was now sketching something with wild focus. Let him sit. The meeting resumed. The room murmured. Some execs exchanged side eyes. But Claire didn't care. Caleb stayed, drawing beside her as if it were the most normal thing in the world. Daniel stood frozen in the hallway, unsure what to do, unsure what had just happened. Hours later, after the meeting ended and the building emptied, Daniel quietly retrieved his son. I didn't mean to cause trouble, Dad, Caleb said. She looked lonely. Daniel smiled, though his heart was still uneasy. You just gotta be careful. People like her, they live in a different world. 2 weeks passed. Daniel returned to his usual night shift. Everything seemed normal, until one evening, a secretary handed him a sealed envelope. Inside was a note. Your son said I looked lonely. He was right. That boy sees what others miss. Come see me tomorrow morning. Claire Whitmore. Daniel stared at the note, unsure if it was real. Was this a warning? A trap? A kindness? He showed up the next day, awkward in his thrifted dress shirt, waiting outside her office. Claire welcomed him in. She offered coffee. She didn't smile, she never smiled, but her voice had softened. You raised a son who leads with his heart. That's rare. Daniel didn't know what to say. She continued, we need someone to head up our new facilities and community outreach initiative. Full-time. Better pay. Better hours. Benefits. For both of you. Daniel blinked. Why me? She looked away. Because my father was a janitor too. Before the company was his. And he taught me something. What's that? Daniel asked. She finally smiled, just barely. People who scrub floors often see life clearer than those who sit at the top. Daniel Brooks walked into that same building, not as a janitor, but as the head of operations and outreach. Caleb, now 12, often visited after school. He always made his way to the CEO's office, where Claire Whitmore kept one of his drawings framed on her shelf. It was the one he'd made during that boardroom meeting, the day she let him sit. It showed a tall skyscraper, with people from every floor holding hands, reaching down to the janitor at the bottom, who was reaching up. Sometimes, the smallest act of kindness, a boy sitting beside someone alone, can ripple across lives. You never know who you're touching, or who might be reaching back.